Let's take a look at the scenario of RFM analysis. RFM analysis is an important method for customer segmentation. We aim to summarize user characteristics by combining multiple indicators. If we only look at purchasing power, high purchasing power does not necessarily indicate loyalty. Similarly, high loyalty does not necessarily mean high contribution. Therefore, we need to examine the customer situation from various perspectives. RFM analysis combines the last purchase time, purchase frequency, and accumulated contribution to analyze customer characteristics. We analyze each customer's features and compare them to average purchase frequency and sales. Let's take a look at the help documentation. Here is a customer segmentation type, dividing customers based on consumption time, frequency, and amount. The first step is to calculate three indicators. We first open Find BI and use the RFM analysis table detailed data from the built-in public data. We can examine the data structure. The data represents each customer's daily order and displays the purchase amount, quantity, customer's type, customer's name, company name, and purchase date. We need to calculate three defined indicators: the interval since the last purchase, the frequency of purchases, and the total purchase amount. Before we calculate the interval, we need to calculate the last purchase date. Let's try it. First, we need to convert the date type to a numeric type. Then, we use the define function, group by customer name, and calculate the latest purchase date using the maxAGG function. Next, we convert the result to a date using the toDate function to get the purchase date for each customer. Next, we calculate the time interval between the last purchase date and today. We use a date subdate function to find the interval between the two dates. If date 1 is earlier than date 2, the result is negative. If date 1 is later, the result is positive. We calculate the interval in days, and this gives us the first indicator, R, the interval since the last purchase. Next, we calculate the purchase frequency and purchase amount. We also use the define function for the contribution, M, and frequency, F. Since the order details don't have an order ID, we use the record count, assuming that there is at most one order per day. After calculating these three indicators, we need to find the average of the indicators. It's quite simple. We use define and average AGG functions. Next, we need to compare each customer's values. For example, we calculate the average purchase frequency and compare it with the individual customer's frequency. If it's greater, we assign a value of 1, otherwise, we assign a value of 0. The same logic applies to the last purchase date and its interval compared to the average. This generates the RFM analysis, and we use functions to concatenate the results. Next, we assign values to the analysis results using custom grouping. For example, we can label low-value customers as general retention customers and high-value ones as important value customers. For time constraint, I won't demonstrate it here. Next, we transfer the dimension field into an indicator field. Therefore, we can analyze the number of customers in each group by counting the distinct customers. Finally, we summarize that advanced analysis doesn't mean making charts more complicated, it means being able to answer questions that were previously unanswerable quickly. The goal is not to let tools limit our thinking. Even with a simple bar chart, we can perform in-depth analysis. The focus should be on data processing rather than just fancy chart displays.